Welcome back to What the Duck. This is episode number 34. Thank you so much for joining us for our sporadic yet entertaining talk show. We're back with a similar crew, except we've got Brax instead of Purge, so it's going to be a good one. I'm excited to talk about a lot of juicy topics tonight.
Issues, because this is a serious podcast. We're serious.
We're being
people.
serious now. Sunspan, how's it
Really
going, buddy?
Serious shit.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
How's it going, Slacks?
I'm
Hi.
sweating. I'm
Thank
actually
you so
sweating
much
right
for
now.
having me, guys. It's a real honor to be hanging out with the MOONDUCK crew.
Am I saying that right? Moonduck.
MOONDUCK boys.
Is
Thank
this
you
the
for having me.
post-Midas mode?
Oh
What
my
the
god.
duck?
Yeah.
Who even remembers?
It actually is. That's the sad thing. It really is. We haven't done one since Midas mode. So this is the pre-captain's draft and the post-Midas mode and the recent drama all in one.
It was supposed to be 3 shows, but we're combining them into one for you guys.
It's a 3-hour show, guys. We're gonna really push
Beautiful.
It's
it.
value.
All right, well, let's get to talking. What's this drama? I haven't heard any
what's
drama.
the drama?
What's
Oh,
the scoop?
All right.
There's
well,
a drama?
you guys want to jump into it? We don't want to talk. You don't want to say anything positive about Midas mode, Slacks? You don't want to just have a...
We'll get there. Let me
we've been
get
through
mad
Midas
first.
mode's done.
I'm so glad Midas mode's done.
Hey, fuck off. Y'all
It was a
bitching.
terrible experience for all talent involved.
Y'all
Slacks was
bitching
in
about
charge
it.
of the schedule.
I mean,
Well, it was
Slacks,
fun.
the day it ended, I think Slacks was like, all right, guys, it's over. I'm out. And then that was it. I didn't see or hear from Slacks again for at least 5 or 6 days, I think.
I needed a fucking vacation, but I didn't get it. I had to go to fucking Dreamhack and get AIDS plague. God damn it. I've been sick for weeks.
You got to meet Mr. or Dr. Disrespect, right?
I sure did.
Oh,
he's
that's pretty cool.
fucking huge.
Yes,
he's
he's
like
quite
3 feet taller than me. He's
Yeah.
ripped. That guy's terrifying. I mean, Fogg looked like a little baby small child next to him.
That guy's like what a superhero would probably look like in real life.
Yeah, dude. It
Yeah, it
is
sounds
no
about right.
joke. I mean, yeah. He's pretty cool, I guess. What a life, though. I mean, he went from being just a piece of shit game developing guy to a streamer to, like, now he's just this, like, big guy who's a parody of himself and making just what I would imagine to be ass loads of money. Just unlimited money.
I mean, how many
I saw him on
subs
a
does he have?
commercial.
So he's basically you, but he actually makes money. That's
Right.
what we're getting
Yeah.
to here. Just kind of
He's like me.
from
Please
this.
sponsor my tournament, please.
He's like me if I was playing a character. I wish I was. That would be great if I could shut this
It
fucking
would be
shit
great
off.
for all of us.
Wait,
It
was
really
he in
would be.
character all the time? Is he that kind of guy, or
He was. Well, I
even
don't
off
know.
camera?
Off camera, I didn't really get to talk to him. But when he was done, he was just like, "Thanks, guys," and he walked away. So I don't know. Maybe that was in character. I don't know. He certainly didn't take off his sunglasses or
Yeah.
headphones the entire time, which was pretty
He's
rad.
Is he
pretty
sponsored by
hilarious.
those headphones? Is that like a thing, a money thing, or does he just do that
Maybe.
for
I think
fun?
so.
No, that's
Well,
his
he also has
original.
like a fake wig on, so
Yeah.
As
But
opposed
he
to
had
a real
good
one.
looking
What do you
mouth
mean?
to cover up the hair?
That's not his real hair?
That's his
Right.
real hair.
The mustache is real though.
He is actually blonde. Believe it or
Oh,
not.
stop! Don't do this.
Or it's a
Don't.
light brown hair. Sorry.
The Haas
There's
did
a
the same
photo of him
thing.
that's been leaked actually from
No.
a podcast where he takes everything off.
No.
No way.
Don't
He
lie.
takes it
Really?
all off, dude. Oh,
takes it
man.
all off,
Can
dude.
you send me a
Don't
not
ruin the
safe for work
illusion.
link?
Dude, it's on his own YouTube. It's not even like a secret.
It's a secret.
It's a secret if you're out of the loop like I am, Trent. That's
All right, everyone keeps saying to turn me up, Andrew. Would you turn me up? They're angry.
Turn up.
Do I need to do it?
yes. You should turn it up on your side. I think you're
All right.
already. Okay, no, wait. I got it. Okay, there you go. There you go,
Okay.
buddy.
Great. Now you can all enjoy me at a much too loud volume. You're welcome.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
getting the hang of this,
Perfect.
guys.
Suffice it to say, let's wrap up on Dreamhack. Pretty standard major.
Games were good.
The games,
Standard
Well, great.
major.
pretty standard major. I don't know. It was interesting. I had a lot of hamburgers. I'll say that. A lot of Swedish hamburgers. They gave us these coupons where we could eat, and I spent every one of them on a place called America Burger. And I literally just ate hamburgers
Did
every
it actually
meal.
taste like an American burger?
I mean, no. The Swedes tried to put radishes and shit on it, and I'm like, get that fucking shit out of here. Just
Wait,
give me
did
the
you
burger patty.
did you ever get to eat reindeer?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Because when I was at the Dreamhack studio for our one hub, I ate it.
The
It was
reindeer.
delicious.
Reindeer
It was
stew,
really good.
baby.
Yeah.
We had reindeer meatballs. They fucking hate Santa over there. They're in a war. The Swedes.
Well, it's
Every
close.
time-
It's territorial, I'd say.
It is.
You know,
They
he's
see a reindeer,
encroaching.
they fucking kill it as quick as possible. But yeah, Conrad was there. We ate pizza. It was
Great.
memorable. But yeah, the games really good in that event. Real good game, Skis. I thought Team
Did you
Senior
actually
was really
watch
gonna
some?
take it. You know, unfortunately, I had to. Anyone that knows me knows, I actually hate watching pro games because I like to play Dota and I'm not dead inside like most analytical casters. Me, as an analytical caster, I hosted a major, guys. By the way,
Yeah, I really enjoyed
Congratulations.
that actually.
You know,
I believe the quote was "Suck it, Red Eye."
yeah,
I
the
think
original
I-
was
Get
I was
fucked.
just gonna go on there and say I'm hosting the major. Eat shit, Red Eye, but I thought that might be a little bit too intense and also nonsensical. Why would I tell them to eat shit? So, yeah, suck it, Red Eye is what I went with. That was an experience.
yeah.
Beautiful.
Hosting a major, boy, some people work their entire lives for that honor and really like go
Yeah.
for it.
There was a time when
I-
I was an aspiring host, and I would have loved to do anything. Resent
I
Now look
treated
what
it-
you're hosting.
now Dota Pit is
Hey.
my biggest achievement.
You
Yeah.
hosted you hosted the major, is that right?
You did.
Technically.
Yeah, you did host a major.
And what are you talking about,
What?
dude? You hosted our channel, our panel on the off stream.
That's true.
You were the host. You
The
came into the
Shanghai
games.
Emergency Power Panel. Yes.
No, for this major,
No,
dude.
no,
for
for
the
Dreamhack.
Dreamhack.
Oh.
You were remember? You were
Wow.
hosting.
This
Both
was-
and I
Both
were
of us were
This was
casting.
hosts.
literally a
the
week
major.
ago, by the
Okay,
way.
well,
Yeah, a
that's
week
not
ago.
that's not what I'm talking about, though. I mean, we were hosting, but dude, that was just a power, dude. We did 4 best of 3s, and there was a moment when they thought that they were gonna have to do 5 best of 3s on our stream, and Milton PM'd me at like 5 in the morning and said, "Do you think you could do another series?" And I was just like, sure. And I think we probably would have died. I looked at Mott, and he was like, "I'm in if you're in," and it was brutal. Like 4 best of 3s, like it was a really long night. I did every single series, so I guess it sort of counts. But
Oh my gosh.
There you go. See, you're in.
we took
I'm
one
so
30-minute break. That was it.
Wow, man, I feel so bad for you. I mean, I
mean, it was
only
fun.
had to do 4 best of 3s in fucking Sweden on the panel. Same schedule, not from the comfort of my home with sweet Mott whispering into my ears.
But it was overnight. It's that was a long.
Oh yeah, that is a bitch. All
it's-
right.
The hours are brutal, dude. What time did
It
we
is.
start? I think was it 11, 10 p.m. something like that. Maybe a little bit later. No, we started
Yep.
at 2. I'm sorry, I'm misremembering. We started at 2.
What are you guys talking about?
Dreamhack.
The,
Oh, yeah.
the Dota 2 major, Brax.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Okay, well,
Did
thank you
anyone
guys. Well
watch-
hosted, Slacks. From one host to another. Job well done, my friend.
Thanks a lot, man. Thanks. It was a little distraction in between the hamburgers. Is how I saw it, but it was okay. So thanks everybody. Anyway, so let's talk about majors and minors
Okay, sure.
and all that shit.
Yeah,
All
whatever
right.
you
Well,
want.
here's a starting point. Did anyone here watch MDL?
No.
What?
Yeah. Then I didn't. I honestly didn't. I watched like a few games when I had time, but in terms of like my usual, I'm gonna watch every game and like I'm gonna watch them all this week, I guess. But it's tough, man. When it's on that like different time zone and everything, I don't
Yeah.
feel like it was that well watched. I'm sure a lot of the chat probably didn't watch too much of it either. I legitimately don't even know who won. I just looked it up. It was LGD, I think. LGD beat LFY in the final. Oh damn! I thought LFY were actually gonna win that.
Wait, really?
Yep.
I feel like I watched that and I didn't know that.
Wait, what?
Wow.
It was a little bit of
In what
burnout. Like
tournament?
there's some people saying it's all a blur, and I feel the exact same way.
What
Guys,
tournament are we talking about?
This is the worst
MDL,
podcast
right?
ever. Brax says he watched it and
MDL?
can't remember the finals.
No,
It ended 2 days ago, dude.
Suns fans
Dude,
like,
OG
what?
Won.
I thought OG won
LG?
MDL.
LGD did garbage
Yeah.
at this event.
I think I saw
Yeah,
it. Oh, am
Trent.
I on the wrong one?
Yeah, Trent, what are you
M-
talking about?
Okay, OG.
Yeah,
was
Shannon's
OG.
I was
right.
gonna say, I watched this and I was like, there's
versus
no way
TNC.
LGD won.
Yeah, OG won. I saw
Jesus
the tweets.
Christ.
Sorry.
This
I
is
was like,
horrible.
man, I didn't even know LGD were like doing
Hey
okay.
guys, we're doing a minor in 3 weeks. Just wait.
Trent, can you
I
even
mean,
name
hey,
LGD
look, I was
players?
being honest. I didn't watch it. That's.
This is
I
Macau.
told you.
Yeah.
Wait,
2
but so it was-
OTNC.
there was an Aces ROG at the same time though, right? Is that what you're
There
getting mixed
was.
up?
That was
Yeah.
the big event. That one had fogged. And
Oh, that's the
Capitalist.
one with the glorious CC&C clip.
That is
You guys
correct.
see
Oh,
that
yeah.
one?
Oh yeah, I actually watched more of that event than I watched the minor. because that event was funny. That was great. Grant hosting,
Wow.
CCC dancing, Cap dancing
It
on the
went
stage
all
while
5
casting.
games in the finals too.
Exciting.
Empire beat Optic. Wow,
Wow.
You know,
Good for
every team
Empire.
that's coming to
That's-
Captain's
that's
Draft,
good for
it feels
Captain's
like
Draft.
they're all doing great. EG got top whatever at the major. Secret won. Complexity, they haven't really been in that many tournaments lately, right? But they were doing very well. Empire just won. OG just won. Like, good lord.
Good Lord.
Good lord.
Bunch
Ice
of
Ice Ice
winners.
is playing. Good lord.
Bunch of winners at that event. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. So what? I mean, we're kind of ass deep in the new system here, and I feel like our predictions are kind of coming true. There's a lot of events, and they're kind of blurring together. I don't remember what's a minor, what's a major, what's a fucking ROG Acer. I don't know shit. And all these games are just coming together, homies. How are you feeling? You still hyped for Dota, or is it just...
I
I-
mean,
Getting
it's
kinda
as
meh.
predicted, right?
My
As
personal
predicted.
opinion is
Yes.
that I thoroughly enjoy the fact that I can just watch very top tier Dota all the time.
Sure.
Fabulous.
I mean-
that's like the best thing ever.
I'll be honest, these last couple events, it's more the time zone issue than Dota consumption issue for me. And that's why they're
Yeah.
blurring together. I have to do stuff during a 9 to 5 schedule on a lot of days, so I'm not staying up all night watching Dota. So I don't know. I'm still pretty hyped for the overall state of things. I think the landscape going into Captain's Draft is pretty exciting. Things are going to quiet down a little bit for Christmas coming up here. So this is like the gauntlet, you know, and you had to work in a lot of it, Slack. So I think you might be more burned out than the rest of us because you're knee deep, dude. It's guerrilla warfare out there, buddy, and you're in the trenches.
Yeah, maybe
I
that's
mean-
it for me. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
there's too much Dota. I think this is similar to NBA basketball. There's 82 games in a season. Nobody gives a shit about half of them. There's too many games. I think next circuit is going to be changed drastically.
I just
I'll be
remember
honest,
the...
guys.
Yeah.
No, Slacks, I cut you off. I apologize. Go for
Go
it.
ahead, Brax.
Brax,
Please,
get
I
out
talk
there,
too
dude.
much.
All right. I just wanted to say that I think it's so boring. It's so incredibly boring. Like, you don't even know who's going to these events. Even the players feel like they don't care about making it to the next minor. You know, it's like, oh, another minor qualifier. Who cares? There's another one in 2 weeks. Majors, I guess it's a bit different, but it still feels like there's no hype between any of these games or events. They all feel the same to me.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, remember when fucking OG won a major? The whole world was their oyster. I mean, I interviewed Secret Win and Dreamhack, and I don't even remember that they won. I was on the stage.
You had to do a double take. Wait, did these guys win after all? I can't remember.
Yeah, I almost said when we were talking about it, boy, I wish Secret won that event, and then they.
Yeah,
did.
I heard you say. I really thought Secret were gonna take it. And I was like, well, at least I know who won that one. All right, now it might be on the LGD hype train over here, but
Blacks
Now-
was the host of a major.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know. I don't think that this system is going to be sticking around post August. I'll say that. But it's just,
So what's the fix though? Just less events, like a more clear record of kind of like minor, major, you know, kind of like
well, the problem is
I don't
that
know.
most of these companies are so fucking stressed out about just putting their event on that none of them are memorable, right? I mean, they
Yeah.
just happen.
Yes,
That's
that's
just
the big
it.
thing.
I mean, it's like the schedule is so competitive and so much money has to go into all this shit. I mean, it's like literally no one would remember ESL's last event if Mercedes-Benz memes didn't come from it. That was like the saving grace of the event. No offense
true.
to them. I mean, I just don't know how people are going to make this shit memorable. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm yanking my own dick here, but Midas mode was the only fucking thing that I remember in the last, like, 3 or 4 months as a
You're not
tournament.
wrong.
So,
You do have partial
don't know.
dementia, though. But that
I do.
you do make the point.
So the question is, are we gonna get now? Was Midas mode memorable? Obviously, we were gonna say we had some pretty good production. We had good stuff on the side, but was it mostly memorable because of the game type and because of what the players were doing?
I think everything. I don't know. It's just
Combination.
like there
well,
was like
Kennedy is part of what made it memorable, right? Like
True.
vape breaks are part of what made it memorable. It wasn't just the game mode; it was the game mode mixed with the presentation, and I think the genuine enthusiasm. Like one of the things I saw in a lot of the feedback threads is that like we can just tell that you guys are genuinely excited about Dota and this game mode, and that you're just fucking pumped up, and the theme just makes it easy to channel that energy into something that people can relate to. So I think that's all of that goes into making it a memorable event. The awesome plays are just like the cherry on top. You know, the no scope 360s are that's the dream, but that's not all of it.
To that effect, then, can we carry that same thing over to Captain's Draft just because it's a different game mode? It's close to Captain's Mode, but is it going to be enough of a difference from Captain's Mode that it's going to draw that same excitement?
Well, I think it's all about the stuff that isn't Dota, as weird as it is to say, because
No,
Dota is being played all
don't
the
disagree.
time. Right.
Yeah.
It's about, like, what can your tournament do to not be about Dota? What are fun things? And you know, the only people that have done it right is, surprisingly, Perfect World. Their Perfect World event that was happening at the same time as Midas Mode, I was watching their content and doing their research, and that event was fucking cool. They had, like, award ceremonies, they had, like, dancers, they had all this kind of weird, funny shit that I thought was actually pretty hype. It's, I don't know. It was the wrong time zone. I didn't fucking watch it, but,
You literally just said you did.
Well, no, I said I went back. I didn't watch it live, but I saw a bunch of the clips and stuff. I researched it, and they put a lot of thought into not just the Dota, so it was pretty interesting. I don't know. Perfect World, man, they're on the up and up. They get it, dude.
You know what I hope Captain's Draft has? Cheerleaders. How cool would that be?
Dude.
You guys just cut to a break and boom, they're everywhere.
What if it's Slacks in a cheerleading outfit?
What if it's a marching band with like drums and shit? Let's get a fucking marching band.
Let's have
With
Ziori out
cheerleaders.
there.
Yeah.
Are there any
Just
marching
Ziori.
bands that are interested in not being paid but coming to the event? We don't
Marching
provide
band.
travel. You have to get there yourself as well. We might give you a ticket. That's about it.
A marching band. Yeah. I think part of the problem is for a lot of events, they see those sort of things as risky, right? Like, think about how many events have tried to do concerts and it always just comes off as cringy and awful. Even TI with Deadmau5, right? Best event of the year with an objectively, like, good award-winning artist, and it still sucks. It's not the right tone. There's fucking nauseating camera shots. It's like, it seems like that extra shit gets slammed more often than people are like, oh my god, this event fucking ruled because they had an archery competition too. Fucking yeah, you know, there's
now there's an idea.
it's a hard thing to balance, and when your budget is already tight, it's like, why would we gamble with our budget when we can just play it safe and not fuck it up? Because what's worse than being memorable for something good is equal but opposite, being memorable for being the guys that tried to get Base Hunter and then it ended up being real cringy because turns out he's been playing League of Legends for 5 years, you know?
Well, that's the problem, right? It's the budget. I mean, when Valve says that they'll pay for half of the prize pool, you have to raise half the prize pool. And then what else do you have with the budget? I think if Valve really wants to fix this shit, they just flat out actually review who is submitting tournaments so that half the people don't cancel, and then just flat out sign a contract and pay for the full prize pool. Make it happen. Let the tournaments actually put their money.
Just put the tickets in the game.
Put the tickets
Honestly,
in the game.
put the tickets in the game. Give us some crowdfund. It's all done. I don't understand. How are we not there yet? Battle passes aren't out. It's December 12th. We could have had a Captain's Draft Battle Pass for like 4 weeks at this point, and I could retire. You know?
Sunsfan has no
What's going on here?
no
Dave?
shortage of shitty ideas for cosmetics that should be in the game.
Hell yeah!
I still have that life stealer in the back
Imagine
room,
the-
baby.
Look, we would have that Dota Cinema like tiny set or some shit in the game right now. There'd be Mr. Midas Courier. We have chests all up the yin yang.
Yeah!
You guys would be rolling in cosmetics.
Yeah, I actually have no idea what they're doing with that kind of stuff. They've really just
Where's
They
my
got
dropped
winter
off
map?
the face of the earth.
They promised a lot. They promised Frostivus. That's gotta be coming out soon, and they have to review game modes, which everyone's pissed off about from the community with the workshop thing. So they gotta do that. Then they gotta do all the compendiums. Then they gotta do all this other shit, and they don't want to do any of it. They want to work on Artifact and chill. I mean, they don't want to do this garbage. And now they gotta work. Valve don't like that. Can't blame them though. Big
They just
fan.
play Artifact all day. That's
I
what
would.
They want to do.
Dude,
That game's fucking awesome.
so
True.
fingers crossed, guys. Soon.
That game's fucking sick. But anyway, yeah, they got a lot of work that they have to do, but I don't know. Why not just let the tournaments pay for themselves with compendiums? Because Valve wants the money. It's their game. They want to be able to do it.
I think it's also a little bit because to do that, that means they have to pick and choose, right? If they posted publicly, hey
Right.
guys, we're going to open up compendiums again, think about how many applications they're going to get for great tournament ideas all of a sudden. So,
Oh, boy.
you know,
If they're doing a long-term plan, then maybe this makes sense.
Yeah.
This entire year, this entire shit circuit year, you just weed out the shit-ass tournaments nobody remembers. You cut it in half or even more so, 30% get to remain. And those tournament gets battle passes for the next year. Everything's fixed. Everyone's happy. There's not a ridiculous amount of Dota being played all the time because you have to remember there are 6 regional qualifiers for each tournament. Do you guys remember literally any qualifier this entire year? No. The answer is no.
No.
It's terrible.
They feel like
Yeah,
they
but I
don't
don't remember
matter
any
at all.
qualifiers in the old one either.
That's not true.
I
They're
remember
all a
them.
blur.
Wait, seriously?
Not
Like,
nearly to the
no.
same extent.
Not in the same
They're
way
like-
because online.
I mean, TI qualifiers.
No.
Obviously.
Listen, online qualifiers though used to be longer and better formats, so you have more of a story leading up to events. Now, because the schedule's so tight, most tournaments are doing like 4-team double elim. You know, like the Dreamhack major qualifier for South America that we organized was over 2 days, 4-team double elim. That's it. It's like 6 best of 3s. That's the entire qualifier. That shit happens in the blink of an eye. You know, you don't watch Dota for 2 days and you miss the entire qualifier. Think about the old Star Ladder days. 16-team, best of 1, round robin, into a bracket to see who gets to go for each fucking region. You know, 200 games of just CIS qualifiers. We've gone from one extreme to the other, and I think both are not so memorable, but there was a sweet spot in the middle. God damn it, Trent. You motherfucker.
Damn.
I don't know.
Brax,
It's
what were you
like
saying?
the-
Brax was going to say something.
Yeah, I was gonna say that like when you look at these regions, you can kind of tell who's gonna win the qualifiers, right? You're like, oh, EG's invited, Cole's probably gonna win. It used to be so hype when a team that wasn't Cole could actually beat them in like a best of 5, qualifier or whatever to go to some land. And now it's like, I don't know, it just feels like it doesn't matter. Nobody cares.
Well, that's funny because in NA, it's like every other team winning a different
Right.
turn, which should be
Yeah, they
hyped
just take
in theory,
turns.
right?
It should, but I don't feel like it is at all.
I agree. Yeah, totally
Yeah.
agree.
I don't know. Qualifiers build storylines. That's how you get things going. I mean, main event tournaments don't have enough time to do storylines. Secret beats 3 teams. Big fucking whoop. Whoa. But if you can say that, oh, they hardly got through qualifiers and now they found their stride, I mean, that's a big deal. That's one thing Dream League did do right. It had the qualifiers was the show. That was Dream League. And then the main event was the main event. So I don't know. I miss storylines, guys. I miss hype events.
Yeah, I think it's also a function of scarcity, right? When there's so many events, it's like Brax said earlier. It's like teams don't really care because they know they can just qualify for another one in a couple of weeks. When if there were 30% the amount of majors or minors we have now next season, that means they matter more. So the qualifiers by nature are like, okay, this is Complexity's last chance to qualify for something that matters in the next 3-month stretch. Let's see if they can fucking upset the finals.
You guys are all bullshit right now.
What?
You're way off. All right. So like, think about it. You guys all want story. You miss story. Why are there qualifiers in 2 fucking days? Because we got all these lands.
That's
We
not a
have the
story.
stories. They're just not being used, right? Like all these fucking lands are the reason why we don't have any good qualifiers.
So what was the story of
and they
Dota
take so
Pit?
long? No, I'm not. What, the story of Dota Pit? Ours was pretty good. We had a pretty hype semifinal going to the grand final. It was good. You get to like. The point of lands is where you should be getting stories. That's where you should be like talking to players, creating content with players. Those are the stories people give a shit about. No one really cares about who wins a qualifier with a bunch of guys behind a monitor and you can't see shit. Like, if anything, we're in the place where we should be getting good storylines, and somehow we're still not getting them. But this is definitely closer than qualifiers for the past like 2-3 years.
Maybe it's because
I
we've
think-
neutered all the journalists along the way, so now nobody wants to write Dota or dare make any kind of edgy content. And the one last time they tried, cough Galaxy Battles, everybody got cease and desist letters and got completely shit on. So, I don't know. Maybe that's part of the cycle, right?
I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I want a little bit more of the feel back from majors, and it's up to the production companies. And some people that drop the ball a little bit, on majors and minors. They just let the games happen. They don't make it theirs. So everybody's got another shot, though. What I'm most excited about is Summit. I love the Summit. I cannot wait to see what they've been cooking up, though, over there. My boy Dakota. Oh,
The legend.
I can't wait, dude.
Does that mean
Someone's
you're not
gonna be
attending this
sick.
one, Slacks? Is that what you're telling me?
I will not be attending this one, thank God. I'm sick as fuck. But yeah, I'm pumped to see what they got cooking up over there. Should be another memorable event, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited too. It's my.
I'm ready to
favorite land of the
see
year.
BSJ on the panel. Are you guys ready for some
Oh, shit.
NA
Oh,
Dota
Oh, I
knowledge?
forgot about that.
Yeah, man.
BSJ.
BSJ hype.
Does
think
he
he
usually
was,
do anything like that?
Hmm?
Has he ever done anything like that before?
I don't think
his
so.
casts are very good on his channel when he like does the games and stuff. So I think he'll
Is he still
fit
in
in very
Arizona,
well.
Brax?
He's co-cast before.
Yeah, he's in Scottsdale.
Ooh, we should
Yeah,
go treat him to
still.
some Thai food, some diarrhea for Mr. BSJ.
I was actually going to ask you about that. It's Thai time.
Your
Yeah,
business
there you go.
interests are aligning here.
Always
Alright.
interesting to
Sounds
see
good.
these players transitioning into like these other roles and seeing how they fare. It's pretty fascinating because some
Slacks?
guys what
That's a great transition to the next topic. You
go
know,
nuts.
They either do that or they match fix.
Oh,
Oh
all right. So what's the
no!
scandal? What's going on here?
Okay.
Oh jeez.
But are you
Oh,
really?
geez.
Have you just not been on Reddit for the last couple days? Have you been that sick? You're living under the radar?
Every time I see a thread that says an open letter to, I stop reading. Nobody fucking. What am I, Santa Claus? Like I'm gonna read your fucking open letters? Who cares?
Okay.
So
Well-
no, I'm out. I'm out of that.
Okay, bud. Well, that it was a long one, to be fair, but the TLDR is basically it's been a while since Smash and the boys were lifetime banned for match fixing. I think it's been about 2 years. Obviously, Smash has still been playing. He's high MMR. He broke 10K pretty early on. He's been making money boosting people and streaming and doing all sorts of stuff. I guess coaching or what have you. And it was an apology letter and sort of an explanation of these were the circumstances. This is why we did what we did. I was kind of following the lead of other people, and this was all real shitty, and it's been destroying me, and Dota is the only thing I care about. I'm hungry, blah, blah, blah. So that
Yeah.
sounds kind of okay. And then Sunbee comes back with a retort that says, hey, bro, other people have been in similar circumstances where we had no money and we had to skip meals too. We didn't resort to match fixing. Fuck you. That's bullshit. I'm paraphrasing here, but basically
Wow.
said, I mean, that's bullshit, dude.
accurate.
That doesn't excuse being an unethical player. You know, there's some lines you
mean-
just don't cross.
I remember hearing so many stories about the MVP house where it was just like dudes sleeping on the floor, like right next to the computers, while
Yeah.
the other guys are just playing. Like it was like a hostel for playing Dota, basically.
Yeah.
So
Tight.
So
I
One
think
thing
they
to
had
keep in
one
mind, the-
bathroom for like 7 dudes or
The
something.
you can't do a 1-to-1 comparison no matter what though, because the one huge difference is culture, right?
Yes.
If you
very
have
true.
like an owner or a manager that are like, you're a fucking 18, 17, 16-year-old kid, you're an idiot, right? You're a literal idiot. You're going to be influenced by people that are older than you, that are in charge, so to speak. So I don't think you can make 1-to-1 comparisons. I mean, obviously, that's great, very commendable that somebody and those guys didn't do match fixing, but is that really that big of a thing in Korea for Dota specifically?
Now, who is Sunbee?
He's the
Well, that's a
current
good
coach
question.
of Team Secret. Used to play for MVP.
Really? Oh,
Yes.
Now-
I know. I hung out with that guy a lot. I just didn't know that was his handle.
Wow.
That's
I was
going
gonna
to
say
guy.
you probably met him.
Wow.
Yeah, he's great.
Okay.
He's great. I just
So,
didn't know that was his handle.
That
All
does
right.
bring up a good point, though, because so one thing about South Korea, right? It's one of the most advanced countries in the world when it comes to esports, right? And up until recently, they had KESPA. They had a whole organization that dealt with the legal aspect of esports. If you're a professional player and how to pay taxes and how to collect winnings and all this stuff, match fixing is a big part of that. So like kids that are interested in competitive esports are brought up in this current age to know that match fixing is completely wrong
Yes.
and that you will be, severely punished if caught, and that kind of stuff. So I don't know that that's the same in Peru. They don't have that same level of infrastructure where it's ingrained in you, that moral standard of how serious the repercussions of match fixing is. And for those I saw somebody on Twitch that's probably a troll, but match fixing is when you throw a game intentionally and bet money on it, right? So there are odds for even amateur matches. So you can go in, you're playing some team no one gives a shit about that they've never heard of, and then you lose because, the odds are way in the favor of the other team, and you bet.
I don't think there's anybody that thinks that they shouldn't have gotten punished in some way, right? Even the
Yeah.
ban. It's more about how long the ban should be, and I think lifetime is pretty unreasonable. Like I don't know exactly what my stance would be on what the rules, should technically be, but
Yeah.
I was brought up in like the 3-strike process. I don't even think maybe the 2-strike process is a little bit more relevant, but a 5-year ban sounds more reasonable. Lifetime is just you
I
literally.
mean, 5
just-
years
I
is
don't know.
lifetime in esports. I mean, maybe that's not going to end up being
don't
true
think
with
so.
these guys. Maybe they'll end up playing again, but it feels like for the vast majority of games, maybe for
It
Dota,
feels
that's
like
not
it's
fair
been more
to
than
say.
2 years too. It's only been 2 years. It's kind of surprising.
That is
Yeah.
surprising. And of course, we
It's-
also lost Arrow, right? Arrow Gaming hasn't even been talked about, but those guys were in the exact same issue.
Yeah.
Who?
Same thing. Southeast Asian squad. So the part of the it's hard to say we have a zero tolerance for cheating or match fixing and then have some sort of non-lifetime whether it's 5 years or lifetime level of punishment for match fixing once
Well,
they've declared it,
And, a certain someone just won a Mercedes. Yeah, exactly. Who won that Mercedes again, right there?
Well, but
Chatter on there.
I mean, that whole argument, though, it really isn't one-to-one. I mean, the reasoning is that was before there was an official system and Valve had officially said you will be lifetime. Like, Valve made a statement about that. And
Yeah,
they
no,
said,
I agree,
from this point forward, if you match fix, you stand to risk being lifetime banned. And they did it after that moment. And Solo did it before. So, and he was temporarily banned. I mean, he was punished. He was removed from a lot of tournaments. And it was kind of the summit that helped to get him back on the mainstream. And just nobody ever said anything. And that was a situation of not having a Kespa and Valve being very hands-off. He just kind of slipped back in under the radar. He just started playing again, and once you've played in 3 tournaments, the tournament organizers can't justify not having him in that one, and it just snowballs, and all of a sudden he's winning majors and minors and whatevers, and it's all good. And that's it.
Yeah.
It's
It's
a
so
lucky,
hilarious,
isolated
though.
case.
Part
And
of
to
it,
be like,
and-
oh, well, there wasn't a rule about match fixing before Solo did it. So, I mean,
No,
how
I mean,
could you
it was
know?
implicit,
even
not explicit.
even after this rule was implemented, I think, and this is kind of a double-edged sword. A lot of it is based off of what the community thinks. Like, let's just look at a hypothetical situation here. Let's say, I know Smash is huge in South America.
Yeah.
Let's say he was huge in NA, okay, or EU, where Reddit is basically that's the main demographic of, correct?
Yeah.
Valve,
US.
it's not,
Yeah.
I mean, Valve takes all their suggestions from Reddit. It's not even a secret at this point.
Wait,
It was a
really?
meme at some point. It's an actual fact. So if Reddit was just going crazy, like this guy should not be banned forever, they would change it.
I don't
100%
agree.
they would
Do
change
you
it.
really
I don't
think
agree.
so? I don't
Yeah.
agree.
I-
either.
I've seen. What about those guys in CS? Some Counter-Strike guys got life banned, and the
The
whole
iBuy Power
community.
guys.
Right, they were fucking 110% unban these guys, please. And Valve's just like, go fuck yourselves. All right, they're banned.
So does the CS:GO dev team cater to Reddit as hard as the Dota dev team does?
Definitely not.
Well, no, if they
Because
did,
I
they
see them
probably would've
crying
killed
about shit in their
themselves.
game all the time.
If they actually catered to Reddit, in that case, maybe the game would be a little bit better than it is right now. I mean, the game is
Whoa.
dog shit.
Hey, whoa,
Hey.
whoa.
Of all the people allowed to talk shit about CS, it's me. I'm an original CS guy. All right,
It's
Beta
true.
1. You can't go any farther back than me. But I think that's not a one-to-one comparison. But I mean, it is a point.
Sure. Well,
Yeah.
this is a really interesting one.
Like look
I
at
re-
this. If Dendy bet on a game right now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
what would happen?
You would be lifetime banned. Are you serious?
Eventually, would he not? Would he be unbanned though?
No,
Let's say this was
No.
Dendy from 2 years.
Lifetime ban means for life.
he's done.
I disagree.
This is
What?
really.
You think that they would? You seriously think they're prejudiced against someone and not someone else? Because everyone
Yes.
they've caught has received the exact same treatment
No,
since
no,
that
it's
thing
not
was
about
put
being
in.
prejudiced. It's about being influenced by the community if they're
Well,
that hardcore against it.
isn't there like somewhat of a
Smash is
financial
fucking Dendy for like a huge portion.
No,
of the
no,
world.
but listen, isn't
That's
there
not Reddit.
some sort of a financial reality here where the region that Smash is from is a region that does not really have much influence, does not spend very much money in Dota, and does not have any propensity to spend for sponsors or whatever else. Merch
Oh, there's no way.
across the board.
I actually think it's the opposite. I mean, the way you're saying is true, but at the same time, he is one of the biggest reasons there was a South American scene.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
having him back in the scene would
But I'm
actually be a
saying-
huge.
Valve
plus.
talks about how like people speak with their money, right? What if it was Loda or some other iconic person and there was a huge thing they said, we're not going to support anything in Dota 2 until he's unbanned. You don't think that would change anything because that's a group that actually
Oh my
spends
God.
money?
Dude,
No?
there's
no,
no way. There's no
no, it's all about.
They don't give a
keeping
shit about the money.
Esport alive. Valve
Do you
doesn't
think
give a
Valve
fuck
cares about money at this point, dude?
Dude,
No,
even
they-
in like lifting and professional stuff, if you get caught doping, it's a 5-year or 4-year ban. It's not lifetime. You get to come back. You get it's a long time. You might lose your Olympic cycle, but you still get to come back and get another shot. 5 years might be a lifetime for most people in esports, but if Smash is fucking 30 and he wants to come back and try to make a run at a major or minor, why not? I'm kind of in the Suns fan camp. I think some sort of long-term ban that isn't permanent is more appropriate. Lifetime is really,
I agree.
really, really intense.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to concede on this one. Usually I like to play contrarian, but I mean,
For no reason, half the time.
I mean, no, I could see. Okay, so I see, because most people would think, oh, okay, well, it's a lifetime ban because that's an actual deterrent. If a guy thinks that it only encourages you to say, okay, well, I'll only get banned for 5 years if I get caught. I mean, that's most people's argument for the death penalty, right? I mean, well, maybe I'll only spend a few years in jail. No, you'll fucking die if you do this. Oh, okay, well, I probably shouldn't do that. So, but it is esports, and
All right.
5 years is a lifetime. I
also think that the age also matters. Like, if you're a young kid, should you really be
Fuck
sentenced
that.
to the
I mean, that's
same
what we're getting
thing
to, like,
that a
ethics
mature-
and like a court
Whoa.
case and like.
Well, exactly.
Well,
There's a
Slacks,
lot of
though,
things
for
to take
real,
into consideration.
if you're less than 18, let's say you're 16 or 17, you're on a team, you're the only one who's a minor, the manager and the rest of the team tell you have to match fix and keep it quiet or you're off the team. You're at a pretty impressionable age where managers have a lot of control. It's not to say that they're blameless, but I think it's not as
So here-
black and
again,
white.
Yeah, I'm going to bring
Who
this up
fucking
again,
cares?
just to set this in stone.
Uh-huh.
You're bringing up this situation as a 15, 16-year-old, and if I look at my situation, right, as a kid, I would never have done that. 100%. There's no fucking way. But it's a completely different culture. I can't say that my life is the same as somebody else in fucking South America. I have no
who
idea.
fucking who?
you know?
Culture. I could go get an island and make it my fucking culture to go skull fuck anyone that walks in. Is that a cool culture? No. I mean, that doesn't make any
There's
sense.
that
Fuck
contrarian.
culture.
There he
There's
is.
good.
I found
This is
it.
even missing.
There's young. When I was in fucking
It's the
middle
arbitrary
school,
contrarian. Is what it is.
No, it's not arbitrary. When I was in
Yes,
high
it is.
school, some kids started doing fucking crack and offered me to do crack. Was I a young, impressionable guy? Yeah, but I didn't do fucking crack. I
You
mean,
also
it's
live in the
the
United
wrong thing to
States.
do.
You're in a much
Here's
better
another thing.
situation.
They're also 15. So honestly, there's a lot of time in their life to do some other shit. You fucked up, you match fixed, maybe stop playing.
That's
Dota.
what I mean. 5 years, right? You could start playing again with your 20. You're still right in your
Or
prime
just
to go back to
not-
playing.
Maybe you should abandon your hopes of a professional Dota career because you match fixed and are banned for life, and maybe you should go do something fucking else with your life. Like,
Go play League.
That's true.
sure,
You could go
Go
play another
play
game.
League. They're 15.
Go play Hearthstone.
I mean,
Like,
that's what the League guys get banned for life for having small dissent against Riot, and then they go off and they do other things. I mean, that's life. You fucking make a risk, you get caught, live up to it. That's life. But if you're that obsessed with Dota for 5 years, you're willing to wait it out, then you're a true fan. Let the poor boy come back.
There you
Let
go.
him if he wants.
There you
Let
go.
him come back if he wants.
Same
It's
result,
5
I
years.
Can we talk
But-
about boosting? Are we done with match fixing? Well, actually, we should
because
mention.
like he boosts on stream or whatever.
yes. So that.
He also still gets paid to throw games on stream.
Oh, really?
So he recently accepted $100 to throw
Alright,
his
so he
MMR
boosts
game.
and he anti-boosts. That's great.
That's
Fuck
good.
that. I throw a
That's how you
game for
keep the
$100.
business
Who
rolling.
cares?
You got to balance it out, dude. You got to keep demand, supply and demand, dude.
I throw a game for $100. It's all about, the risk versus the reward. Yeah, you have a lot of outside influence that's like, listen, you should really do this. But you have this other influence that says you will never play the game again if you do this. I mean, it's not like that wasn't thought of. You got to do it. I don't know.
I feel like no matter what it is in life, if you fuck up, you own up to it. You learn
You own
from
up
it.
to it.
You be a man about it. You don't sit there and make excuses for yourself, make it into like a sob story or whatever. Like when I read his thread, which it's not posted by him, you can tell by the English. Somebody obviously wrote it for him.
Yeah.
Right. He had an editor or something. But when I read that, I don't feel like I see that at all. I feel like I see somebody who didn't have the best situation growing up, which, is fine. Everyone has like their own, natural upbringing or whatever, and it affects them in different ways. That's cool. Nobody can really replicate that. It's just what it is. But then like to watch somebody try to stir it and like make them look like a victim out of the whole thing is kind of where like I just don't care anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard to read after that, honestly.
It's hard to read that and not think that he's looking for a very specific reaction of just like, wow,
Yes.
I feel bad for this guy, so we should hold him to a different standard. That's a good point.
It's not like he openly comes out and he's like, guys, I fucked up, I still love the game, blah, blah, blah. It's not like that. It's just, it is a sob story.
You do get
honestly.
desperate. I mean, I don't disagree with what you're saying, but at the same time, from his perspective, you kind of have to go for something.
Oh, I'd
like
be
that.
trying
Well,
anything at this point.
what
Yeah.
was it?
Oh, yeah.
Who was the other guy that was banned? Because he came out with a similar thing that he's like, I fucked up. Please bring me. Nothing happened. Like,
Too
there's
good.
no result.
Doesn't matter.
You need to. No, it's the other South American guy. I can't remember.
Oh,
his
my
name.
point still
Was it
stands.
Z-Talk who did that one?
Yeah,
I
Z-Talk.
don't remember.
Z-Talk.
Z-Talk, yeah. That's
So
it.
like you have to cater. Like again, my whole argument is, and you guys can disagree. That's fine. I mean, I'm not saying I'm 100% right because who knows. I think if Reddit is behind somebody, 100% that's the best chance. I think that we can agree on that at least. That is the best chance that you get unbanned, and that's probably
It's
what
not going to happen.
that was.
It's just not going to happen. Valve's never going to hire Too Good again. Valve's not going to unban Smash because it lowers the integrity of the entire sport. And it's a sport that they're trying to build. They are trying to say that these are our integral core values. And you make one exception once, then you got to fucking make that for the rest of your life. And then people always say, well, what about this guy? What about this guy? They're already doing that with Solo.
It's
And
not
that
about
wasn't
making.
even
It's not
thing.
about making an exception. It's about changing the rule to be a lower duration.
Yeah, but to be fair, from a macro perspective, banning 10 players for life and basically getting no match fixing after that was a pretty sweet payment on Valve's side.
Well, but
Hell
That's
yeah.
a very nice trade.
but that
I'm
I mean,
just being realistic.
hate to be
here.
devil's advocate, but does that mean that there really was less match fixing, or people just got much more scrupulous about how they went about their match
Oh,
fixing?
it's definitely still going on. I
mean,
think,
who
but-
cares? As long as it never comes to light, then you don't break the law until you get caught. I mean, that's still Valve's end goal.
God.
Who fucking cares? People can match fix every day, every game. As long as they don't get caught, they still
What
look
is
good.
this? What
I'm
is
just being
this
real. I'm just being
argument?
real.
As long
being
as
real.
if I murder someone and I'm never caught, it's not illegal. You see?
Technically,
idiot.
it's not.
Back to Skullfuck Island I go.
It's my culture. Let it go.
Jesus
Let it ride.
God.
Wow.
All right. Well, I think we've talked this subject. to
Well,
death.
so the only thing we did not mention is that this other squad, the Russian squad, or I guess CIS rather, caught match fixing right around the time that this comes to light. So just that little cherry on
Supposedly
top
caught.
of, hey, reminder,
Allegedly.
guys, there is still some intentional throwing happening in amateur Dota.
Can I ask you guys something? How can you prove this?
I
Like,
don't
how can
fully
somebody prove
understand it.
match
I'm not
fixing?
gonna lie.
I don't get it.
Apparently, it has to do with how the odds move right before the game starts. So
Correct.
I've had several people message me during that kind of shit.
So it's a little bit subjective, but you can prove it sort of with math, where you look at an aggregate of data, right? Aggregate means a whole lot of data. So all of these matches that are being played over a long period of time. And you'll see in amateur Dota, there's usually X amount of volume per game. So if you see a game, it's chugging along, then all of a sudden it doubles or triples in volume on a bet that doesn't really make that much sense, right? You're only going to do that on something that pays odds that are decent. So you can see that spike, and then when you look at the game, if the team picks garbage or they're winning, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, what's going on? If this is happening in
But
amateur
still-
league that has like 900 viewers, someone might not really notice. You just think they're playing bad Dota. But once you have that tip off from the math, you can kind of piece it together. And then once you look, it's usually fairly obvious. I mean, you know, there's a reason the odds are that skewed, because one team's way better than the other. Pro teams don't lose to pub stacks, you know.
For this specific match, by the way, it was the Screen Squad. Screen is claiming that he has no fucking, like, this is all bullshit. It's not true, obviously. I mean, as one would do. I don't know how much of his team he's defending, but he recently tweeted about it, saying that it was like, this is insane. There's, you know, no one's agreeing, that kind of shit. I'm still trying to be a pro player. I would never do that. But a lot of people are saying that it's like a couple stand-ins that have been on a couple different teams have been playing these kind of like pro Dota Cups and shit like that. So it seems that there's some sort of a stand-in substitute circle going around that are managing to like help influence the first 10 kills. That's generally what the biggest bets are on. And they just kind of feed away at the start of the game, get the first 10 kills, and then they just kind of try and play some Dota.
It is kind of interesting, right? Isn't it sort of like a sliding scale of slipperiness, where it makes total sense to have the books open for like games on LAN, like majors or minors. People want to bet on those. They're pretty well controlled. You know, teams are playing for a lot of money. There's admins that make sure there's no cheating going on. There's limited stand-ins. All these variables are removed. Then all of a sudden you have like these decent online tournaments, you know, that where it's like, okay, $100,000 here, there, 50K. Teams are probably trying pretty hard. We have some trust. Then you have these $5,000 cups sponsored by betting sites with very low viewership and teams you've never heard of. You know,
the one you're talking about, the specific incidents, the total prize pool is $2,000.
There you go.
$1,500 for first place and $500 for second.
Pretty low profile stuff. And when you're talking about stand-ins at that level, I mean, admins are pretty hard pressed to do any real verification of who's standing in for which team. So even just match fixing aside, who knows if that person tagged up as a stand-in is actually that person or not somebody of substantially higher skill or what have you.
Of all the people that have been banned, do you think there's anybody, even if it's just one individual on the team, that is innocent? Is there a possibility for that?
Ooh, that's a good question. Definitely.
Because the way that I look at this, there's a player in the NBA who just died, actually. He used to be on the Suns, called Connie Hawkins, and he was in the same room. Connie Hawkins, the Hawk.
Okay.
He was Dr. J before Dr. J.
Oh,
and he was in the same room. He was in the same room as a bunch of people that were betting on games or something. And it was totally super illegal back then for the NBA. He was banned for life from the NBA. He eventually wrote a book, and he's like literally the nicest guy I've ever met, probably. And he was completely innocent. And they finally, after like 7 or 8 years or whatever it was, they finally let him back in the NBA. He was past his prime, but he was still godly for a couple of years. So the question is, because it's not an exact science on who is and is not betting, and who's like, what if it's a manager and the captain? Like the captain picks these shitty ass heroes or something like that, and the team has no idea what's going on. Like, I'm not saying that's the case. I'm saying the possibility is there, right? So
the 4 other players should come out just for Smash, just lie, just be like, yeah, we all did it. No one's getting unbanned. Let's try and get
Smash
back
did
in.
it.
Smash, give us 20% of your winnings. We're gonna split this 5 ways. You go pro. Let's try and make some money here.
That
dude.
would be an interesting strategy.
There
that
you
would
go.
be very interesting.
Hope they're listening there, guys.
I do think Suns fan raises a good point, though, and that's always what's scary about the death penalty-esque situations, right? We've all heard those stories about when they discovered DNA, and then all of a sudden they realized verifiably some of these people on death row really should not have been on death row. That's a pretty scary concept if you kind of apply it here. But I don't know. I sort of think if that were the case, some of the players would have at least tried to stand up for themselves. You know, it's like if you were actually innocent, why wouldn't you try to defend yourself?
You know how fucking boring it is being a law-abiding citizen, always doing the right thing? It's fucking miserable.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
You don't make any money, you're constantly thinking about not doing things wrong, and the only payout you get is to watch someone that goes on the other side of the law and gets caught. That's the only payout we get. And then, it feels so good to be like, I wasn't that guy. Smart on me. So I'm down for it. Kill him. I say kill Smash.
I think I think every situation, I think this is what my opinion boils down to. There is no situation, no matter how clear-cut it may seem, that is 100% black and white. That's why having a binary system of you're banned, you're not banned is.
Dude, Valve
can't
even have fucking Steam
incorrect.
support. How do you expect them to adjudicate match fixing?
What do you mean? How many people have been banned?
20? They don't put any
people?
effort into this shit, dude.
Well,
Reddit has to fix all the bugs. You might as well throw these guys to the
then we
Reddit
totally
mob.
agree. And we're totally in agreement, is what you're saying.
I agree they should do it, but they're not gonna.
Okay. That's what we're here to talk about.
Okay.
I'm not in charge of what Valve's going to do. I'm just saying what I think they should do. I'm not saying they're going to do it. You know? But I think binary system is just god-awful. It's beyond god-awful. But what can you do?
Binary systems motivate us. If they reduce it now, then it makes them look weak. It should have been a 5-year ban to begin with.
Even Saudi Arabia doesn't have a binary system. You either cut off their hand or their head. Or you're innocent. That's 3 options.
That's 3.
Yeah. That's better than what we have right now.
It's at least a stepping stone, I guess.
And you still have that fear factor. I mean,
Island,
the crime in Saudi Arabia is very low. I lived there for 10 years. I know. You're scared of being rounded up for literally no reason and get your head chopped off.
Yeah.
The fear factor is real. I agree.
It's a great society.
You're looking at another extreme with like the American judicial system, which is a complete fucking mess, right? That's just way too complicated. It's way too convoluted. Too many innocent people go to jail and vice versa. So there needs to be a balance, obviously, but who's going to actually do it is the question. Nobody is the answer.
Nobody.
Nobody.
Bum. So your
I
best
struggle
bet?
with this issue. I don't know if I would let him back in.
Damn.
I really don't know.
You're flip-flopping?
I want to. I'm very empathetic. Like, I'm a very sympathetic guy. I think I have a lot of empathy. I like to think I spend my life trying to live myself, thinking about other people's shoes and all that shit. You know, trying to look at life from their perspective.
I too
Someone
like
cuts me
sneakers.
off. I think maybe they're going to the emergency room. You know, that's the kind of shit that I like to live by. But I really struggle with this one because it's really hard to justify match fixing in something that you're so passionate about and you care so much and you claim to care so much about it that you would still do something like that. Like,
Yeah.
it's so hard. Even when you're so young, it's hard, man. Like, I don't know. I just don't think I can really get there. I really want to see them play because they're good players, but that shouldn't be my motivation, should it? That's not fair.
No.
Like,
It should be about honor and respect for the game. Okay? People got to look up to these people, you know?
Yeah.
Gotta look up to them.
I mean, he
Anyway.
should have
Yeah.
robbed like some bread or some shit, dude. Shouldn't have match fixed. I don't know. Would have worked out better in the long run. Match covered smash.
Again, we are looking at this from very much so the privileged white male perspective, though.
I'm not.
I mean,
All
I
right,
I am
Sox is
definitely
out.
not.
Get out of here.
no, I actually think he's a little right though. I
Well,
think
no,
it's
it's definitely true that we don't know his
well,
circumstances.
but like
I mean,
I think it's beyond like we didn't have money for food. It's like I have no idea what the conditions are growing up in
Yeah.
Peru and what it's like. What
Oh,
kind
I'm
of
sure they're
ethics and
terrible.
morals are instilled in you as a young person? You know, all of us grew up with families and parents who like made an effort to tell us shit that they thought was right and shit that they thought was wrong.
Get off the
and
computer, you idiot!
we grew up watching
me now,
fucking
Mom.
sports, right? We grew up watching mainstream sports where that is like a really like official thing where people get busted for cheating.
yeah, they don't have
occasionally.
soccer there or anything. I hear they hate it actually.
Yeah,
So-
but
Damn.
like, is match fixing as policed in Peru as it is in the States or in Canada? I'm not sure.
No, don't care. Not an excuse, boys. I'm sorry, but I grew up very poor. I had nothing growing up. I had to work in the fucking cafeteria in middle school to try to get free food so I could eat. All right? I ate out of the fucking... If I had to find change so I could eat lunch every day. And I never was a bad boy. I never stole. I never hurt nobody. I was just a poor fucking sad boy.
That's just one side though. Being poor isn't the whole.
Yeah.
We're talking about a completely different culture again. You lived in the United States.
Well,
you
whatever.
can't compare. It's not even close. I fucking lived in the Middle East. You still can't compare. It's
Did
completely
you steal
different.
anything in the Middle East?
No,
Well, he
I was
wanted
a
to
white
keep his hand.
privileged kid in the Middle East. So I felt like a king that might get his head chopped off for being white. I mean, it goes both ways, Slacks. Okay.
All right. I don't want to be insensitive to people's cultures, but on Skullfuck Island, we wouldn't stand for this.
How do I join this island?
Yeah, this culture sounds great. Is my
It's
skull
our
gonna be
only
safe
answer.
if I join?
No, it's the only answer to any problem. Litter, Skullfuck. Sorry. All right. Anyway, it's my culture. Shall we move on?
I guess so. What else do you guys want
All
to talk about? Is there anything else happening? That was most of it.
No, I'm with Trent. I like to be a nice boy, and I really wish that everyone could live their dreams, but at the same time, you gotta be held accountable for stuff, and it sucks. But don't do bad stuff if you can't handle the consequences of being
Well,
a baddie.
I don't
And
think that's
it's
the
like,
argument though.
maybe
That's
if he
not the argument
changed,
at all.
Okay, I know what you're saying. You're arguing it's a binary system. That's fine. I think we all agree it shouldn't be binary. Do we all agree with that?
And we all
Yes.
agree with
Yes.
that.
Like, let's say Smash spent the last 3 years doing free coaching lessons and trying to help Dota and not throwing games on stream and boosting people. Maybe he'd have a better chance of getting in. That realistic? I mean, he's a grown boy now. Everyone's saying he was 15 when he fucked up. Like,
I do
there's
want
a
to ask
chance
about
that had
that
he
though.
done
He
different
was
things.
11. All right.
But
I
He
have
was
no idea how old he
9
was.
years
I
old.
have no idea.
If he was doing different things over the past while, maybe it would be easier to like
Yeah.
reevaluate his case and everything. But
So
I don't know.
okay,
There's some truth to
H-
that.
how do we feel about boosting in general though? Like, does the group is the group consensus that boosting is wrong? Because I'm not sure I share that sentiment, boys.
You don't think
I
boosting
think
is
it's
wrong?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
What's the
great.
ar-
It
what's the other-
ruins the games that you want.
I'm not that upset about it. Like the idea of
I mean,
someone
it's not
boosting
on,
on
the same level as
stream.
match fixing, but
I mean, your pubs suck anyway. What the argument is that he's way better than you, so he shouldn't be smashing you. Like, okay, great. I mean, is that any different from Blitz saying, okay, I've got my account that's maxed out. I want to grind up again. I'm going to start a 4K account and grind it up to 8K. A lot of
Yeah,
pro
but I
players
don't
have
think
multiple
those-
accounts
I
like
think
that.
of those as the same. I hate Smurf accounts. I think it's
Okay.
fucking
Yeah,
stupid.
fuck them. That's the most pussy-ass shit I ever heard. I don't want hard games.
What about
I want to
queuing,
have the
though?
challenge.
Yeah, the
of
queuing is an
climbing
issue.
up.
Most
But at the
people
same
they
time, there's
smurf
no
for
solution.
queuing.
It's
Who
all
fucking cares?
I'm saying it's all just part of that. Like it's all part of that system of games aren't great, but I don't think it's particularly damnable. Like, oh fuck Smash, he's a booster. Like, I mean, the guy's he's grinding a living. Is it great? No. Is it that bad? I don't think so.
Fuck that. It's terrible. No, boosters should get a lifetime ban from Dota.
You
I
think
do
that's
now. They
worse
get
than
Binary
so?
system.
You
The
don't think
accounts
that's
get
worse than
7-year bans
extending
right now.
games on techies just for the fuck of it to grief your own team? You don't think that's in the similar? Isn't that equal but
No.
opposite of boosting?
No.
I mean, Slack
Guys.
is basically that's a great representation, Zyor.
Think of it from the perspective
ruining.
of people
Yeah.
who end up playing with this booster, right?
Yeah.
You get home from a long fucking day of work, your life sucks, you hate everything, you just want to relax and play some Dota. This is normal. This is the
This
average
is
Dota
most
player.
people.
This is most people. You have time for a game or two a night, right? And you just want to sit back, relax, and you get some fucker, playing Storm Spirit, goes 35-0 every game he plays. Game's ruined. Like, it kills the game for you. It actually does.
It really does.
Yep.
You don't go on a fucking basketball court and Kobe Bryant comes out and kicks your shit in and then he's like, peace, every time you fucking go to play basketball. I mean, it's not, got you, bitch! And then he walks off. I mean, you would never go to the basketball court because Kobe Bryant be treat you bad.
Have you guys
All
seen
right.
that some sold accounts have been getting 7-year bans? Like people turn on their Dota and they're banned for 7 years.
Good.
Wow.
So like there already is like Dota stuff
How did-
happening
how
behind
did
the
they
scenes
catch
from
that?
Valve.
Like, how
I'm
do you,
sure they just watch the region. This game plays in like some region for a long time, moves to
There's a
another
lot of
region,
telltale
plays
signs.
20 games, and they lose every single one with ridiculous GPM. There's probably a little flag that shows
You
up.
just look at the IPs to log in, and then you look
Yeah.
at the IP of the other person. You see, oh, this person's been boosting 1 million fucking accounts, and then they all get banned.
Now, I mean, most people's argument is, what about the pro players? Oh, they're quee times. They had their chance, all right? You could make something like the Face It shit. You could make a system like that.
Oh no, you're
Nobody's
pro face at Slacks.
I'm not pro Face It.
We're
but
done.
I'm pro. You can make whatever system you
I'm
want
pro
so that
in-house.
you don't have to do that. You can make whatever you want. It ain't Valve's responsibility to change the entire fucking game to make sure that the 0.01% of the 18k MMR players get a little bit less quee time. That's on you. You're the 0.01.
I mean, other than the pronunciation of the word Q, I agree with everything Slacks is saying right now.
yeah.
But I think because you had two systems that were in play, right? You're in queue for fucking 50 minutes for these pro players, then you finally get a game, and then the other side is you play with 5K players. Like there doesn't seem to be an in between. Maybe there's no actual solution. So my question for Brax is, I don't know if you're talking about you hate Face It specifically, or if it's just in-house leagues. But I feel like in-house leagues could potentially be the solution if it's more
In-house
standardized.
leagues, they all do the same thing. They're around for about a week or two, then people realize, wow, I actually hate every single person here. And I have to tolerate being on them on voice
Okay.
communication, where if I'm in a pub, I can talk to them when I want. No, but it's
Okay.
like, it would be a good a good solution, but it's like, it's
What if
probably
it's
one
not
people take for
captain's mode?
granted.
Oh,
I saw that as
Wow.
one of the reasons that pros don't want to play the in-house leagues because a lot of them are captain's mode only. What about making them just AP?
Yep.
Maybe it'd be better because honestly, when you go into some of these games, there are players nobody enjoys playing with, and it's
Sure.
not because they're bad. It's just because of their personality. Like a lot of people, I'm not gonna name names, but I'm sure these people they know who they are. They're no stranger to this. They fucking make people play like shit because people are well. It's not only on them. People are pussies, right? And they're scared of like messing up in front of these players or looking bad or being called a noob. So they
Right.
play worse naturally because they're super nervous or they're super, out of their comfort zone.
It's like when you're
whatever.
playing with Slacks and there's a random on
Yeah.
your team, like last night. That's exactly what happened. We queued as 4, and this guy on our team who got so excited with Slacks, and he was like not morphing when he was stunned. He was just dying. He's like, guys, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. Thanks for carrying me, guys. Nice guy, great guy. Sure, he plays way better, but my God, he had a fucking
Yeah, thanks,
terrible
Slacks,
game.
you piece
dude.
of shit.
Now, there are a
I
lot of
never
players
changed
that
my
are like,
in-game handle.
there are a lot
Yeah.
of players that are like semi-pros when they play with pros that have bigger personalities and egos and stuff. They play it much, much worse. Just because they don't want to fuck up. They
Well,
don't
I-
want to get flamed. They know that they don't belong exactly kind
Yeah.
of thing.
And I think
So it's
part
like-
of this, at least my experience, and Brax, you can back me up or refute this if you want, based on these 0.001% or whatever you want to call them,
Mm-hmm.
to get to that point, in a lot of like there's a lot of varying personalities. It's not like black and white, but a lot of these people, they have no social interaction in life at all. So that's fucking weird.
That's
also,
correct.
you have giant ass fucking egos. I mean, I manage a bunch of players. They are fucking giant ass egos. It's actually insane.
Everyone thinks everyone else is shit.
Yes. And the toxicity is another thing, which is a hit or a miss with a lot of players. So all those together create a shitstorm, and I don't think there's an actual system Valve can implement that will make pro players happy. So fucking do it yourselves, in-house league. Do it. AP, in-house league, something. I don't know.
I mean, I wish there was a different, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that'd be something.
well,
I wish there was a different system, but you can't form the entire system around specific people. And if these really talented guys want to play Dota games where it's less challenging, I don't feel bad that they get banned. Who fucking cares? All right.
So
Get 'em out.
the only actual complaint
Kill
I have with matchmaking is when you have 20 people on your friend list that are all at the same rating. You know, they're all at 8K, and they each one gets put into a different game with other 5K players only. That's what a lot of pro players see, and that's why they have problems with how matchmaking is. They see that, you know, they're queuing up with a whole bunch of their friends at the same time. Everyone's in a different game, and the games are just complete shit because of it.
That's why they're all getting so angry.
Yes.
I mean, that is something to get angry about. If you're an 8K player and you're getting matched with 3Ks and you're not smurfing, then yeah, you should be bad. I agree with that. F that.
The algorithm changes like probably once a week. Honestly, that's how often it feels like it changes, because you'll go a week where you play a certain average, then the next week, no matter what you do, whether you play at prime time or when it's completely dead, you'll never get the same average. You'll get the same style where it either shifts between the queues are long, 40 minutes, but you get a decent game, or the queues are 20 minutes and you get a complete shit game that's over within like 10.
I think
And
Valve
then-
wants to. Oh, sorry.
I'm just rambling. I'm just so passionate about this. This pisses me off
Yeah.
beyond belief.
Well, I was just thinking that instead of relying on a third party, Valve wants to actually fix this themselves. And the thing they can do is, and I read about this as well, do like a guild system where
What's
Can
that
you
mean?
imagine? If
you
those
just do it
existed?
yourselves in game. You still have the same tools to work with that you normally do. That sounds like that could fix a lot of things for the pro players. So
Guilds in the Valve Dota? I don't know if it's possible. We certainly didn't have that a few years ago.
you have like 500 people in the same guild. They're all in the same chat. They can organize their own in-house stuff. It's AP, whatever they want, whatever mode. They can pick their own teams. There's automated systems. It's can't be that hard to do, can it?
No.
Just take some time. I mean, you got the best programmers in the world at Valve. They can do it. Unfortunately, they don't have that many people.
You should email Ice Frog Sons, man. That sounds like a real winner.
Yeah.
This is a crazy good idea, buddy.
Genius.
So,
Thank you.
anybody got a story for us this week? Are we gonna go? We're at like
Whoa,
1
are
hour,
we done?
20 minutes, dude. This
Yeah,
is,
we've been going.
all right, what do we
Hey,
got? What's
should-
up next, Slacks?
Maybe we should plug the tournament we have coming up.
Yes.
What do you think?
What tournament's that?
It's Midas Mode 2, guys. It's gonna.
Oh.
When is that?
No, not again. Never. I don't ever want to work on that again.
Yeah, I should probably get the link ready. Actually,
I've
Let me see if I
got
can
one of
find
the
it.
links.
Oh, okay. Do it to it.
I don't have the long
Yeah.
one though.
Captain's Draft tickets are on sale. Buy them now before they run out. Slacks, you are
That's
going to
not the
be in
right one.
charge of making sure people don't hate it. I think
Yeah.
that's what we call it, right? That's the role.
I have been put in charge of the community.
Community
They're
Changing the
engagement.
name, by
Director,
the
Their
way.
I believe.
interaction, the director of community involvement to make the event fun for you to visit. It's in America. So, yeah, good-o. If you've never been to a LAN before, this is probably a good LAN because we're actually going to give a shit about giving you experiences there. You're not just going to show up and watch Dota and then go home all depressed. We're hopefully going to have a lot of stuff for you to actually go and do at the LAN, including with players and talent and all that garbage. So, seriously
Garbage.
consider it if you live in Washington. Also, just if you can't go, just buy tickets anyway.
Yeah, support us.
Yeah, just
buy
buy
donate
it.
them.
That's a
Pretend
good
it's
idea.
a digital ticket, and that's what lets you watch the Twitch stream. Just pretend.
Everybody's fucking
True.
complaining to me
Yeah.
that they can't donate to Midas Mode or whatever to charity. Well, here's your charity. Just buy a ticket and don't show up, assholes. That makes my life a lot easier.
Yeah, so there's 3 individual days.
He's right.
$20, $20, 30 days, or $30. And we're posting the link for the 3-day ticket if you want to just buy it all in one. So, in chat.
Yeah.
Enjoy. looking forward to fucking up this minor big time.
Whoa.
I
It
mean,
could be the next Shanghai, guys. You looking forward? You should support it.
I mean, I'll be
Counter
real.
point.
Shanghai was my
fun to
favorite
watch.
event. Yeah. If we have another Shanghai, I'm gonna be fucking. That's the one tournament I actually regret not being able to go to. I mean, if I got to go to that, whew, that would have been so dang.
Yeah.
But
So there will be some details coming in the near future. Talent list. We'll have a tentative schedule and a couple other things, groups, all that stuff. So keep your ear to the drum, I guess, right? Is that the way to say it? But buy the fucking
Think it-
tickets. It's a big deal.
Ear to the
Thanks.
ground.
Ear to
isn't
the
it?
The
drum.
grindstone.
Ear to the grindstone. That's dangerous.
Zyori will be your host. I think we can announce that right now.
Oh no, the reveal.
Oh,
Oh no.
Oh, the talent
Oh,
list
no.
is out.
Well done. Well done.
Oh,
Wait
Put
until you
your
guys see what I have in
face to the
store for the
drum.
opener. Just you wait. Now I have to come up with
Looking forward to it.
Need to
Look,
one up
guys,
too
if
good.
you live in Seattle, that's far away from Washington D.C. You can drive to D.C. in 42 hours.
Oh,
That's like nothing. You could
Each
You
way.
could stop by in such scenic places as Wyoming or Nebraska and South Dakota. Oh wait, hold on,
South
hold on.
Dakota.
There
That
is
the
some
creme
road
de la
work
creme.
on the I-90 West in South Dakota, right around Murdo. Okay, guys, don't go that way. You're gonna want to
Don't
go
go
to
to
North
Murder?
Dakota. You want to go through Bismarck here. All right, so make sure you go through North, not South Dakota. Thanks, Google Maps, for the update. And
Get your
there is
5
also
stack
construction
together.
in Ohio.
Get your 5 stack together, you know?
Yep, hop in the car.
Load them up into the car,
Easy.
and then determine who's going to be the support player by the person that has the most miserable time. Boss one of them around, you know? Make the
I mean-
trip with your stack.
You could hang out the back passenger door and just have the gas can going into the tank. Don't even have to stop. That's
Don't
support.
even stop. That's
Just
supporting.
imagine. You could take a selfie with Suns fan. That's a dream that might possibly come true if you buy a ticket. I can't promise anything, but he'll be there. He'll be in the
It
building.
will. It will come true.
I'll
You
take
could-
a selfie with you.
Yes.
You might get
Every
to
one
see
of you.
slacks.
We're going to have Mott
yeah.
do a belly dance.
Whoa.
Mott's
you
going to
can
do a
tou-
book reading
You could touch him.
and a
Who
book
doesn't?
signing.
That sounds.
He'll sign any book. Model sign whatever book you guys want. Mott
Mott's
sign
If you
gonna
it.
own a
read-
book, bring it.
Mott's going to
Bring your
read
books.
50 Shades of Grey in its entirety live on stage.
I
So we're not-
suggested that. I wanted the lead in to my opening panel to be Mott just on a stool doing a dramatic reading, and then we went back and rewatched that Mottism video, and when I got to the part where he says, "Oh, I'm going to come in your throat," I just
Oh my god!
I remembered
what
how
did I miss?
graphic that book is, and I don't think we're going to be able to air that. So my first thought's already been ixnayed. We're going to have to tone it down half a step from come in throat.
Oh,
It's bad
Oh,
news,
no.
dude. It's bad,
Oh,
bad
That's
news.
real bad
no.
news. Yeah, that video was more disturbing than I remembered.
You guys went in. We were worried, like, oh, we can't call it Mottism. That'll be too offensive. People with autism might get upset. But having Mott read literal pornography, no big deal. We'll just air this in our tournament.
it's not pornography, dude. It was literature. Okay,
Ah, that's true.
it's art. If you think
It
that's
is
pornography,
art.
then David is pornography. Okay, get off your high horse.
Ah.
But yeah, anyway, to wrap up this episode, if you went to the Boston Major, you have no excuse. You are close by. You should be coming to.
Man, I was thinking about that
Captain's
major
Draft Minor.
today, and that got me so hyped for DC actually.
I know.
And that's
it's
right.
actually
Like,
gonna be
why
great.
is like, because I used to be someone who was kind of like, why would I even go to a LAN, right? Like, I mean, I'm just gonna watch the same screen kind of deal, right? It's video games, but it's so hype, man. Like Boston was the hypest LAN ever because of Adfinem, just like the run they had and how crazy it was, and the whole crowd was going insane. Everyone was chanting. Some
Yep.
good shit.
But the
Vote for the
difference,
good old
Trent
days.
Facts, the
So-
difference is this is the only public
I know.
LAN in the United States for the entire season, including
Yep.
perhaps the international itself.
The international.
And if you're size medium, you might be able to buy a shirt.
Yeah, you really fucked up on that one. A lot of medium shirts, guys. Lose some weight.
A lot
I
of
gotta lose
mediums.
a lot.
We got a lot of mediums. Still a lot of mediums. So,
Dude, it's gonna be Christmas. It's right after Christmas. I'm gonna need extra larges, dude.
so, dude,
Christmas goodies are coming.
I have a mini story time. I fucked up one of the most recent merch orders. Yeah,
Great.
I lost the remaining 2 XLs that we had. We had one of each, one gray, one green. I can't fucking find them. Either somebody came in here and stole our double XLs or what. But yeah, we're out. We got nothing but mediums.
I apologize. I had no shirts left.
Double XLs. I want to keep going, guys. Let's never stop.
Well,
this
what do you want to
I
talk
thought
about?
we were doing a 3-hour episode.
We are.
Well, I ran
What
through
else?
all my topics, so what's up next, buddy? You want to talk about Captain's Draft more, or what do you got?
No, definitely not. No, not that.
I appreciated your day in the office stream, Slacks. I thought.
I'm gonna keep doing those. Well,
Are ya?
they're very unproductive. I found.
Yes. You
I
spent
found
8
out-
hours coming up from. I believe you went from paper airplanes to dodgeball. Briefly flirting with the idea of some sort of a basketball hoop thing. Are you still on the hoop thing?
You
Or
know,
where did you wind up?
I gave up. I don't think I could do those anymore. I mean, you talk about too many eggs in the kitchen. Got 1,000 people telling you
You
ideas.
smashed
to
a couple
do.
omelets. I think that's how the phrase goes.
I can't do it no more.
That was a beautiful stream.
You're gonna be doing a great job, Slash.
Can I
I'm
tell a
very
story?
excited.
I'd like to
Please.
tell a
Sure.
story.
Tell us a story.
Last time I played ranked matchmaking was almost a year ago or some shit. And there was this guy, and his name was just K. And he was the most toxic, worst piece of shit ever. But I managed to win the game. Anyway, haven't played ranked since. 2 days ago, new badges out, I decided to go play some ranked. Load it up. There he is. 9 months I haven't played fucking ranked, and this motherfucker's been waiting for me that whole goddamn time. And he just went down mid and fed. And I thought, this really sums up fucking ranked matchmaking, doesn't it? Why the hell am I in the same game with this guy who I reported and he's back? It's like fate conspires against you in ranked. I fucking hate it. So that's my story. Fuck you if you're watching. All right.
Got
there
him,
you go.
dude.
Great.
Great story. Thanks,
I'm up for
man.
more binary system and punishment for people like that, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, now we're talking. That's a
Oh, yeah.
lifetime ban, is it?
Oh yeah.
One
For-
courier
Why
feed,
can't-
you're out
Fuck
of
'em.
here. Get on the.
Do you
I
know
mean-
how long I would wait in a queue if the people I reported I never had to play with them again? I would wait an hour for a Dota game. I don't give a fuck. All right?
Don't
Don't
want
make
like
me
an
play with
internal ban
reported
list.
people.
Like back in
Yes.
Dota 1, you made a ban list and you could
It's too
tell who's in your
abusable,
fucking
though.
game.
Isn't it?
Well, what do you mean abusable?
Like for the high MMR people, they can just ban all the other high MMR players
well,
and then just get
I mean,
shit
they're-
And then
kicked.
they're
never
fucked
get
no
to
matter
play
what
a
they do,
game?
right?
Then who
Well, I
cares?
mean, I assume the system would
All
just
right,
give
here's
up.
the thing though. So I don't know if this is me being contrarian here, as opposed to my original argument with the match fixing. Obviously, this is completely different. I don't actually think it should be a binary system. But at the same time, I have played this game and I've raged a lot. I've played this game since Dota 1. Let's just say I've played like 8 years, 9 years maybe. I have never fed the curry down mid. I have never fed myself down mid. I can't even
Wait,
fathom
what?
why
Never.
that's never
Me
in my
neither.
entire life. I have never done it.
Why would
And
you
I
feed
can't
cures?
understand the mentality. I can't understand, like, even if you're super pissed at somebody, I still can't. I would never be able to bring myself to do that.
Yeah.
I
You know
think
who I
they
was
should be
talking
punished
to,
heavily.
That recently did that? Well, I guess not
No.
recently anymore, but Draskell did that. He got so mad on his stream that somebody else fed the courier down mid like 3 times that he just typed me randomly one day. He's like, I fucking lost my mind. I'm going to feed couriers down mid. And I'm like, no, don't do it. Don't go down the dark route. It's not worth it. And then he does it. And then he says, that was the most satisfying game of Dota I've ever played in my entire life. I
Maybe
feel
that's
so...
why I never. Maybe that's why I'm
it's
never
the
satisfied
release.
when I play Dota. The release. I guess I
I
release in
fed
other ways.
myself down mid, and it was only once. I've never done the courier. They don't deserve that. He's just a little donkey. Why does he have to die? Anyway, thanks
And with
everybody for
that-
watching.
What a
Great.
great wrap up.
So that's it. Nobody has a story. I thought of a story a while ago, but then I forgot, so I don't have one.
I've got a story
Oh.
if you guys are...
Yeah, go ahead. I know
If
what
you'd like
story
to
you're
hear
talking
it.
about, Zaire, but go ahead, Brax.
Type it to me.
Okay.
All right. So I'm sure everybody here remembers the glorious run Speedgaming had at MLG Columbus.
Ah,
Well,
2013.
that's right. Before they were Speedgaming, I don't remember what their team name was. It wasn't important. What's important is they were Speedgaming. And Mr. Marco, the owner, he actually is... so I set them up. I kind of set them both up on a blind date. Yep. Mr. Marco asked me, "Hey, you know any teams that need a sponsor?"
So were you in China at the time?
No, I was back home.
You were back home. Okay.
Yeah. He bought me dinner out in China, and he was like, "Hey, play in my tournament." And I was like, "Yep, you got it, buddy. You bought me dinner. I'll do whatever you want."
How things have changed so much since then.
That's how
Yes,
you learn.
sir.
That's how you learn. So, yeah, I gave him Envy's contact because Envy asked me like 2 days ago if I knew any sponsors. Like, nope, I got no one. And then I messaged him, and boom, they created a beautiful team, Speedgaming, and they went places. They created stories. They had some internal conflicts as well, but not everything ends up with the smile at the end of the day.
So you're the reason for Speedgaming.
That's right. That's me.
How do you feel about that?
I don't feel anything.
You're just numb inside.
I'm dead inside. I don't care.
Wow.
The
So
original
unfortunate.
joiner. Man, that guy was you really. I mean, that guy went down in flames like no one else has ever gone
Brax,
down in flames.
is it kind of poetic that you planted the seeds that got it started, and Charlie and I lit the match that ended the whole fucking thing? Are we somehow like Dota connected through the Gaben energy?
Perhaps.
My God.
Wow.
That is actually the highlight of my esports career. That's how Zyori made it, baby. That's how I got on the map. Woo.
I think we are all pretty connected. Zyori, you are the person that got me at my first gig. Not many people know that story.
That's true. Driving at the summit, right?
That's right. They were not going to hire me for the summit, and Zyori's like, who fucking cares? He's the driver. Who gives a shit? And then they hired me. And he let me have my first esports interview in the bathroom when I was hiding from Valve at TI4.
Oh, yeah.
That's a story not a lot of people know, I guess.
Not a lot of people saw that video. Yeah, that's a good one.
No. When I went to TI4 and security was trying to kick me out on their scooters, and then I hid in a bathroom, and Zyori, I was like, hey, you want to do an interview? And he's like, sure. And then I'm hiding in the bathroom interviewing him. And then later I went to Valve HQ because a buddy of mine knew somebody at Valve, and it turns out the security guards were actually Valve employees. And they're like, what the fuck is that guy doing here? So that took a while to repair those relationships. Suns fan, you got me started in Dota in some ways as well. Fails the week. Broader audience. Thanks, buddy.
Hey guys, did I put you to sleep with all my videos that you love so much?
Yeah. And Trent, you saved my career.
I did.
I was gonna blow my brains out, and then I met you, Trent.
Yes, that's right. And now we play pubs and
And you're just so
play some
nice.
Dotes.
Now Trent's the one that wants to kill himself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Actually, no, his pubs are better than your pubs. But I was Andrew. I forget. It was some C. It was C Kappa. That was the first time that I did anything for Moonduck.
Oh, wow.
I believe,
Elimination
right?
mode 1.
I'm pretty sure C Kappa was before that.
See,
I think
Kappa.
it might have been. I think we might have. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was before that because you contacted me because
Maybe.
you needed somebody, or maybe it was after elimination mode and we just hadn't done anything since then.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Hey, you want to come cast some C Kappa? I can't pay you." And then I was supposed to do something that day, but I canceled it. It was like some sort of a job thing or something or some interview, and I had it moved because I was like, "All right, I actually really want to not fuck this up." And then I called some pick at the very end, and you were impressed.
Ah.
It was a safe lane Legion commander from Mushi, and I sniped it as the perfect pick, and then it was, and I was like,
Got it.
Dude,
And it was-
C Kappa, that
and there it
tournament
was.
was so much fun. That was what got us the Mr. Cat lead. That is how we broke Mr. Cat, was through C Kappa. They-
yeah, that's right.
They saw our ace coverage of me just casting from my little shit studio in New Jersey.
You had that fucking
The corner cam, dude. The wait time between games was just me sitting there on my phone, wrapped up in a blanket, drinking coffee. Oh God, those were the days of production value, man.
yeah,
Fucking
genius.
Christ.
One of the greatest videos ever made. The Mr. Cat super extravaganza video.
Oh,
God.
that was a good one.
All the goodies.
That was great. So Suns fan reminded me of this story. I don't know if I want to tell it. I'm scared of my future as a minor host if I tell this story.
Man, just do it.
This is one of the best stories I have ever heard.
It
It
is
is fucking amazing.
okay. So warning.
Up to you, dude. Up to you.
Do you think it's a bad idea? Do I have something to lose here?
I would do it. So
Oh, gee.
that doesn't help your
don't do it,
decision,
dude.
probably.
All right. So, oh God. What do you think,
Brax,
Trent?
you know what
Do you-
this story is?
No, I have no idea.
Yes, you do. I think you do.
Do I? Is it
Trent?
the Lion King one?
No.
Here, I'll type it to you.
that
Don't
was
say it. Don't
that
say
was
it.
public. Wow.
Dude, it's too late. You can't stop now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
Like,
typed it to you.
if it's
I don't
not
know
the
what
worst
we're
thing in the
talking about.
world.
Let's go.
Yeah, like.
All right,
You remember this one, Brax?
So
That's a great one.
here's the preface, okay? If right now, if you are eating or if you are planning on eating in the next 10 minutes, you should probably turn this off or just be aware that this is a gross one. Okay, this is
This story. Here we go.
this is a gross
Let's
one.
go.
So back in the
This one's great.
days of Zyori working at Beyond the Summit, it became apparent that I had a tapeworm. So if you don't know what a tapeworm is, it is an intestinal parasite. Okay.
No!
So, how does one acquire a tapeworm is a great question. Probably from eating a lot of really shitty sushi. If you're a sushi power user, are you a salmon guy? Are you sitting there? I love all you can eat salmon. You might want to go get your poop checked. If little pieces of rice are coming at your asshole, you might want to get checked for a tapeworm. If you find yourself constantly tired, craving weird foods and things that are iron heavy, like red meat and dark leafy greens, you might want to go get checked
You
for a
might be
tapeworm.
Is this what
pregnant with a
happened to you?
tapeworm.
So this is all preface, right? So I'm living at BTS. We're doing well. You know, we're eating a lot of fast food. We're sponsored by Red Bull, so we're pounding energy drinks. I'm living on the opposite schedule, casting a lot of Chinese and Southeast Asian Dota. So when you're looking at these telltale signs like, well, are you tired a lot? Well, fucking yeah, I'm tired a lot. I'm all strung out on stimulants and I'm staying up all night, right? Well, are you losing weight? I never put on weight. I've always been skinny as a twig, right? So, and I've always liked steak a whole lot. So one night, this is actually right after the Summit 2. The day or two after, I wake up at about 1 in the morning, take a big old shit, a lot of diarrhea from eating all the fast food.
Oh, no.
And I didn't turn the light on, so I stand up and you feel something wet on my leg. So you flick on the light and you go, oh God, what's that? And I had to get the rest of it out of there. So you yank it out, dropped it on the floor, and my God, dude, I knew exactly what it was. I'm not gonna lie. All right, I've seen it in animals. I've seen my parents deal with.
Big?
It was over a foot of tapeworm. I mean, it was a shitload. It looked like a cooked piece of fettuccine. It was thick and white, and it was dead. It wasn't moving. So I wish I'd taken a picture of it, but I swear to God, a tapeworm came out of my ass and was on the floor of the bathroom in the BTS house, and no one ever knew until this moment. I never told anyone. I told them that I had a tapeworm at one point, and I passed a whole lot of it. I did never tell them that it touched the floor before entering the toilet.
Why would you tell this story? How could you let him do this? It's over for you. It's over for you, you retard.
So that's pretty much the story. The conclusion, though, you go to the doctor and they give you a medication. It's just one pill. It's just like a nuclear bomb for your intestines, and it kills it and you just poop it out and that's it and it's over.
So
But,
how much weight did you lose, though?
I don't know. I never gained any to begin with, so I've been
That's why the
perpetually skinny.
tapeworm died. It had no food. Had no fat to consume.
So tapeworm's like, I can't survive on 100% marijuana and Adderall. I'm dying. Help! Get me out! Get me out!
It
So wait,
turns out
the thing that fell
tapeworm.
out of you, was that just part of the tapeworm, or was that a second?
Yeah,
tapeworm?
so the way tapeworms work, this is the scientific aspect of it, right? They have a little head. So like when you get a little larva, it turns into a little baby. The head the head grabs onto your intestine and then it grows out. So
Okay.
as it grows out,
Right.
you know, like that thing, if you cut a real worm in half, it kind of stays alive a little bit. It's because worms are separated by what they're called phylum. So there's these little pieces, and those pieces can break at any point in the chain, right? So you know what it's like working a summit. You're eating all this disgusting fast food. It's real bad. You're shitting a lot. When your gut's moving, it's more likely one of the weak places will break. So it just broke kind of in the middle. I don't know how long it was, but I was carrying that guy around for a pretty long time there. He was over a foot. That's a good...
He's a little baby tapeworm.
A little
What'd you
baby.
name him?
I
What'd you
shouldn't have
name
eaten
him?
that sushi in Ukraine, dude. I knew that was a mistake.
You You should call up Chick-fil-A and thank them. You could be Chick-fil-A's new Jared. Because I know how much Chick-fil-A you probably ate. Be like, it killed the tapeworms in me. Wow.
So,
I love that story.
Yeah,
That
so I
was a
survived.
mistake.
And it turns out, so check this out, right? Tapeworms they're one of the least damaging parasites you can have when it comes to intestinal parasites. Most of them really fuck you up. Tapeworms, they mostly just eat your iron. So if you have one for a long time, you can become
that
anemic.
Sounds pretty good.
If you think you might have a tapeworm, take an iron supplement. If you feel better.
How do you get a tapeworm inside you on purpose?
I buy one on the internet and eat it.
I'm not sure.
They used to do that. They really did.
Yeah.
People used to eat tapeworms to lose weight in the 1800s. It was genius, in fact.
Why don't they do it anymore, Slacks?
Because they fucking kill you. What are
If
you
you
talking
leave it in
about?
too long, you just take a pill and just shit them out.
Well, they didn't have pills back in the day. It was
No, I'm
just
talking
a
about now. Why
special
don't they do
little
it
friend.
now?
Because it's a fucking... You shit out a fucking worm. What are you
I don't
talking
know.
about?
Well-
That story makes me want to tape. I'm not gonna lie. I want to tapeworm pretty bad.
You just have to take an iron supplement. It's not
I
that
want a
bad.
baby tapeworm inside me.
I mean, look how
Please.
trim I am, guys. That's the secret.
I mean, you are slim.
that's
What are you
that's
talking
true.
about? Listen, Sunsfan, you're very fucking like... You take magnificent, horrific shits every day. For you, it wouldn't matter. For a normal person, this would be a nightmare. But for you, it's like Thursday. Evacuating every bowel you have and seeing the most horrific things in your stool is like your fucking Tuesday night.
That's true. Taco night Tuesday.
All right, let's get first blood, guys. Here we go. All right.
So,
You're playing Dota right now?
No.
Yep.
Great episode, guys.
We just got a sick first blood.
What?
Actually, we're fucking owning it.
Time to go.
Yeah, it was actually so good.
All right, guess the episode's over.
well, so there you go.
Bye.
So enjoy that story, folks. Digest it for what it will. Let that sink in. And we'll see you guys at the minor coming up in just a couple of weeks here.
Yeah, you get to pet Zyori's tapeworm at the minor. It'll be in a
Yeah,
box.
you should have kept that thing. Jesus.
It'd be iconic now. It's keep it in a little case. I could have put it in formaldehyde.
Get me out of this. Shut it off. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye, everyone. This is going up on the Moonduck YouTube. If you want the audio only, it will be up in a couple hours on moonduck.tv/podcast. That's where you can find the RSS feed and all that stuff for all of you podcast nerds out there. But until next time, bye-bye.